especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
And I often said, God, why did you tell us to honor our mother and father? Why was that a command? Why wasn't that optional? Because that's the hardest thing that it really is to do. And God told us to honor our mother and father because he knew once we got older, we was going to see things that might have been unhonorable. We're going to find out mama wasn't as sweet as she was and daddy wasn't. So he commands us to do it because he knows it's going to be a struggle in doing it. If it wasn't no struggle, he wouldn't have to command you. He don't command you to eat, there's no struggle to eat. But he commands you to do something he knows is going to be a struggle. And so the reason why he does that is because once we start to grow and we mature, we begin to see people are not perfect. And it is those imperfections that scare us because we're already hurt and distrustful. And so this is the state of people that have entered into the church and the leadership has failed. I'm not denying it. Just look at the scandals, look at the news, look at what's going on. The leadership has failed. Not every leadership, because everybody's didn't fail. But the ones that they've made mega and ones that people run to and flock to, and some of them have, and not all of them have even failed, but some of them have. And because of that, there's a great disappointment, and disappointment is where really hurt comes from. You know, disappointment is where hurt comes from because your expectation was so high that when that person didn't live up to that expectation, it almost feels like a betrayal. Come on, listen to me, like a betrayal. And that feeling of betrayal is what opens a person up for that resentment. That resentment leads you to bitterness. And bitterness makes you break off. Say break off.
Break off.
From the church. It makes you break off from what they now consider organized religion. Come on, talk to me. Because they say nobody's right anymore. But what people don't know, when they break off, there's nowhere to go. If you break off from the church, God is still dealing with his church. God's not coming back for stragglers. He's going to still come back for this church. Now you got to understand, the church is whorish. The church is dirty. Her gown is nasty.
Ooh,
but he's not leaving her, divorcing her because it's that way. He's just going to clean her up. He's going to wash it with the water of the word. He's going to keep working on her until she gets spotless. Ooh. But when you are wounded and hurting and you're leaving from church or running from church, you pick up a mentality that God is somehow not. People start talking about stuff like the remnant. The remnant. The remnant. Like there's somebody somewhere outside of the body of Christ that God's going to raise up. Yes. So if God was to do that, he'd have to divorce his own bride. Because he's still coming back for this. You got to understand that the Bible never said the bride was clean. It really always describes as a spotted, dusty.
Hey, listen, you might not agree with Pastor Darby. Oh, he said the church is whorish. He said her gown ain't clean and God is working with her. That's what oh, that was praise break worthy. My goodness, let's get that praise break. See, even at the beginning of the Voice of Reason, we got to get in here and cook. Let me. So tonight's topic, and then, I'm going to fold in, because Jill was trying to get me to speak on something. Lord have mercy. I don't want to speak on it. But I feel compelled to speak on it now. Listen. Tonight's topic, the stagnant magnet. You are stagnant because you refuse to stop spiritually communing with your past. See, that's what I feel like Sister Sherry Shepard was doing through her advice. She's still communing through her past. Maybe you made the wrong mistakes, and at 58 going on 60, you want to give your advice from a wounded, maybe a wounded position. I don't know the sister personally, maybe from a wounded position. See, you can't be Christian and then still be wounded. See, the way of Christ is a way of healing one's wounds. That's what Christ is about, isn't it? Redemption, forgiveness, healing, all that, right? You're going to give embittered advice. That's how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not. Maybe she's coming from a healthy space. Some might argue that, but it didn't seem that way to me. You underdig? It just did now. In my book, 2015, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, available on Amazon.com, paperback, Audible, iPhone books, iBooks. You can get it everywhere. Everybody loves the book. Peep gang, though. In the book, there's a section called Embittered, Embattled, and Embittered. How do we get to embittered? How do we get better from being embittered and embattled? See, many people are carrying something, and because they're carrying it, they try to weaponize language to make it into wisdom. That ain't wisdom, that's wounded. See, there's a difference. You see, that's why it fits so perfectly into the stagnant magnet. Until you take responsibility for the co-creation of negative relational experiences because you haven't healed your wounds completely, maybe that isn't the bar. Not even completely. Can we get a third of your wounds cleaned up? And it's your right, as Jill said, everybody got a right to not want to deal with no mess. But the mess come to your life because the mess is in your spirit. Otherwise, ain't no way the mess can come in. You ain't had a good time, Sherry? It ain't been a good time with brothers. The stagnant magnet. Ooh, you're stagnant because you refuse to stop spiritually communing with your past. A fascinating exploration into the passive voice of forgiveness. I'm not going to be of unforgiveness. The passive voice of unforgiveness. I'm going to make my unforgiving words sound like wisdom. Unforgiveness is not a moral failure. It is a nervous system strategy that stabilizes a threatened identity. The psyche keeps pain because the body believes pain keeps you safe. Relationships stagnate not from lack of love, but from loyalty to the physiological predictability that grievances provide. Oh, you still holding on to it. And you articulate enough to make it sound like wisdom. Use a stagnant magnet. And you're going to keep drawing in the foolishness because you think you're the victim instead of the co-creator of the reality you didn't want. Oh. Forgiveness, therefore, is not virtue signaling. It's neurobiological deconditioning plus relational recontracting. Oh, here's your definition. The stagnant magnet equals the closed loop of attention, arousal, identity, attention. Come on. Are y'all ready for this word? I don't know. It's a closed loop. Attention, arousal, identity. Ooh. Somebody gave me attention, I get aroused. And because they gave me attention, I begin to form my identity around this pseudo-performative thespian attention that I was given. It was an actor who gave it to you. And the only reason why the actor gave it to you and you accepted it, because you on stage too, acting a fool. Oh, my goodness. You're going to get this work this evening. The stagnant magnet. The closed loop of attention, arousal, identity. Attention in which unresolved injuries attract reenactments. Those in here tonight. Because I'm tired of black folk coming after black folk. Oh, we are biggest adversary. Black folk is black folks' biggest Satan. They say, Big Mama, you say, oh, Satan is the adversary, baby. The adversary gonna always challenge you now. It be us. We be our own devil. Gonna get on a national platform. I don't deal with this because this happened. And you frame yourself as the victim. And this is a lot of folk. This ain't just me talking Sherry. This is everybody. Men and women. Men, get on here. Do you know how many people confuse my work with Kevin Samuels? People confuse us. We're totally different. Totally different. In a totally different world. You ain't never heard me say, girl, you a 7. You a 6.5. Now, the 6.5, that's going to get you the cheddar biscuits. You get cheddar biscuits and sides on the 6.5. You ain't never heard me do that. I don't do that. Right? I come in here, I give you the philosophical, the psychological, the spiritual, right? The metaphysical, the clinical, the empirical. I give you a combination of all of these streams of consciousness happening at the same time. I don't just give you the Machiavellian, Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, because that's how I liken the good brother Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace. I call him the good brother because he's a brother. You might not agree with his work, but he had an impact, so you got to give him that. But do you understand what I'm saying? He will tell you straight up, you too short, you too fat, you divorced, you too old, you got too many kids, you got too many expectations. Go sit down somewhere. He'd be quick to say that. I don't do that. But at the same time, I don't allow psychological and intellectual bullying of our people by our people. Oh, men ain't nothing. You know, sisters ain't accountable. We had a sister come on the show last night. She on the line right now. Did nothing but be accountable for all the mess she co-created in her situation. See, you're a stagnant magnet because you still think your parents are infallible. But what you fail to realize is it was their brokenness that created your brokenness, that created your relationship expectations. Ooh. Huh? Who talking to Zoe right now? That's why you're dating a reenactment of them. Your daddy didn't talk, didn't share his feelings, but you were provided for. Your daddy didn't open up and reveal his innermost deep secrets about himself, about who he was, about how he was deconstructed and reconstructed and he had to get up off the ground. Daddy, no, we don't talk about that. That ain't none of your business. And then when you try to share your process, it gets shut down. Many of us had that kind of experience, right? Huh? Do you really know who your mama was in relationship? Or do you just know her story? See, do you understand? The whole story gonna come out in your adult relationships. Do you understand? The passive voice of unforgiveness equals language that removes agency. I was betrayed instead of I helped betray myself. I'm my own Judas because I ignored the signs. I sit women down all the time and ask them, how often do you ignore your intuition? Ooh. How often does your ego override your intuition? Well, I ain't never thought that. I know you haven't because you're always in perpetual victim mode. When we come forward, Lord have mercy, they done got me started.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello, KBLA delegation. Tavis Smiley here. On Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech becomes the epicenter of ideas that matter. The Left Coast Forum is bringing together voices that challenge, inspire, and illuminate, with keynote presentations from people like noted economist Richard Wolff, the man who breaks down capitalism in ways that make sense to working folk like you and me, and Dr. Cornel West will be there, the brilliant philosopher and activist who never stops fighting for justice and speaking truth to power and to the powerless, for that matter. So this isn't just another conference. This is where ideas get tested, where the conversations that shape our future begin. Multiple plenary sessions, dynamic speakers, real talk about the issues that impact our communities, and then some good food and a live band. Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech, Left Coast Forum. The event is free and open to the public, but you must register at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can also peep the plenary topics. The future belongs to those who show up and engage. So don't just think about change, be part of the conversation that creates it. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters, your presence matters. We'll see you there.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is for all these special people whom God created, put on this earth. So beautiful indeed. So many. But women. Such a beautiful lady, the kind you find in a dream, and dreams are so real for me, with eyes so warm and soothing. They put me in a trance, and I imagine us by the warm, cozy fireplace. The light shines on your face. The smile gets me high and higher. My heart starts to race. I gotta say what I feel, 'cause girl, you look so good to me. So fine, lady, so fine, this way, so
And we've never asked or inquired if there is an end to sorrow. And instead of asking, demanding that question, we have said, someone else will suffer for us.
Ooh.
As the Christians do. And the Asiatics, including primarily the Indians, they said it's part of karma. You know the Sanskrit word, which means karma, the root meaning of that word is to act.
Action, yeah.
What you sow, you reap.
Ooh.
Whether in this life or in the next life. That's their idea. What you sow, what you are now, you will be next life, perhaps slightly modified, next life. So we have taken comfort.
Hey, man, if you don't love Krishnamurti, I don't know what to tell you. We call him Uncle Hurty around here because he hurts feelings with the truth. Listen, it is not your partner's responsibility to be a caretaker of your unwanted pain. Whatever you've been through, whatever you refuse to reconcile within yourself, it is not your partner's responsibility to show up in the way your pain needs them to. And when partners fail you in that way, and then coupled with being a human themselves and hurt you in another, you think, oh, my picker is broken. Nah, you picked the right person to reveal the right aspect of yourself. I know people don't want to hear it. I know people don't like it. But that is the spiritual aspect of relationships that few people talk about. Now, Iyanla Van Zant understands what I'm saying. Paramahansa Yogananda knows what I'm talking about. Physicist turned metaphysicist Thomas Campbell, author of My Big Toe, knows what I'm talking about. Relationships is a holographic environment, a holographic mirrored environment where this biofeedback of your self-rejection, your self-avoidance gets reflected back to you so you could take responsibility for it. Now, all these fancy clinicians whom I love, Dr. Jashana Johnson, Dr. Sunshine, Miss Crawford, Mrs. Crawford, please excuse me. They'll all tell you, yeah, we mirror each other's pain. We mirror each other's wound. You want the ideal, but God sends you the real. Oh, a reflection of the real you, the self-avoidant you. And now you're unforgiving. And you weaponize it. See, the passive voice of unforgiveness equals language that removes agency. In other words, it cements victimhood. They did it to me. No, you did it to you. You don't get to weaponize victimhood. And when I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines and we're going to talk to some real people who understand what Brother Zoe is laying down.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Tensions are rising between President Trump and Illinois leaders as the White House considers invoking the Insurrection Act to deploy troops in U.S. cities. Trump blasted Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson for failing to protect ICE officers.
I've seen the law, and when you have a group of people where the police call off the safety for ICE officials, I've understood that, and I've read it today in numerous journals, that's illegal.
Texas National Guard troops have already arrived in Chicago. Black House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is slamming Congressman Mike Lawler, calling him a malignant clown and a total fraud after a heated Capitol hallway exchange over the Affordable Care Act. And a judge says Sean Diddy Combs cannot choose where he serves his 50-month sentence, but recommends placement near New York City in a substance abuse program. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Celebrating 100 years, Mount St. Mary's University LA is dedicated to moving your life and career forward. Earn your undergraduate or graduate degree and become unstoppable. Find out how at msmu.edu.
Hey, KBLA 1580 delegation, your health matters to us. We know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Yo, this is Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I got another incredible black-owned business for you. Your podcast deserves more than a closet and a prayer. It deserves a green screen that makes your haters jealous. Do you need 4K so crisp you can see their ego? Mics that catch whispers and rants? Hey, a stage that turns Aunt Mildred into Beyonce. Listen, all you got to do is check out onestream.tv, Inglewood Studio Playground, where backyard dreams get VIP upgrades. They've got cameras, mics, stages, step and repeat, everything you need. Lights that flatter people who never get flattering. They got all you need to produce the podcast of your dreams. Listen, their rates are as low as $75 an hour. Yes, really. Swing by 740 Centinela Ave. Call 323-296-4444. Once again, that's 323-296-4444. Trust me, my brother Mike will take care of you. OneStream.tv.
I'm talking lights, camera, action.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Time to take a test. I want to give you a test to see if you're still operating in unforgiveness. You ready? Listen to these 5 signs that you're operating in unforgiveness and see how many of them you test positive for. Number 1, you keep dating people that remind you of your ex. You keep dating the same demon in a different person. While they may have traits and qualities that are different than your ex, there are still some subtle things and sometimes some loud things that remind you of your ex. Truth be told, that means that you are in a relationship with an unclean spirit. This particular unclean spirit is known as a familiar spirit. You're familiar with it, you're comfortable with it, and it is familiar with you. So anytime it comes to you and a person, you easily accept it. Unforgiveness will keep you locked in a relationship with that particular spirit. Number 2, you keep talking at your ex. Not necessarily about the ex, but at the ex. One of the ways you can tell that somebody is talking at a person is whenever they're talking to you about the person. Whenever they're describing their conversations with the person, they will use the word you. For example, let's say that you have a friend named Tamika, and she's talking about her ex, Rodney. She says to you that Rodney reached out to her and he wanted to get back with her, but she declined his offer and hung up in his face. And then she proceeds to say something that sounds like, no, because when I wanted to be with you, you didn't want to be with me. You were out here cheating with everything that had a hole in it. Now you got the audacity to call my phone talking about you want to get back together after your little roach angel broke up with you. This is not something that she said to Rodney. This is her still expressing the rage that she has for Rodney. And whenever there's still unforgiveness, there's going to be bitterness. And wherever there's going to be bitterness, there's going to be a flow. She's still talking to that season of her life. So a lot of times when she's talking about Rodney, because she's too afraid to talk to Rodney, she will talk at Rodney to the people that are listening to her. And she will use the word you. Hope that makes sense. Simply put, whenever you forgive a person, the conversation ends because there's a period at the end of that sentence. But whenever you don't forgive a person, you're still talking at the person because there's a conversation still being had in your heart. Number 3, vengeance-based ambition. This is whenever you decide that you want to go out there and be successful so that you can prove yourself to the people that have rejected or hurt you. You don't want to be successful for you. Anytime you have thoughts of success, it always involves you passing by that ex of yours or passing by that former friend of yours and them looking at you and regretting the day that they did whatever they did. Or we can add this one to the same pointer, vengeance-based sorrow. That is when you fantasize about coming across the people that hurt you and you want to be in your most broken state, hoping that they will feel sorry for you and hoping that they'll realize.
Hey, listen, Tiffany Buckner is cooking with the rarest olive oil, truffle butter oil, saffron oil, avocado oil. Woo! It's a lot of folk out there that are a stagnant magnet. Relationship is a mirror. She said you're dating a familiar. That's a mirror. Clinically speaking, we got, what is it, a reenactment? A reenactment of what? The first wounds you got in childhood? When mama forgot to be emotionally attentive, when daddy was neglectful, whatever happened, whatever combination or whatever. Oh, well, I had two parents. That is not a protection against, right, misattunement or missed opportunities to be attuned. Okay? Oh, yes, insecurity comes from that. And if it's sustained, if it's prolonged, if you sprinkle in a little trauma, abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, it gets even worse. Yeah. Then you go into the relationships. You see how everything was weaponized. Even the ambition was weaponized. Tiffany Buckner was cooking. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, we got callers on the line. It's time to get them in here. You already know what it is. The voice of reason conducting a national discussion here. Are you a stagnant magnet? You keep getting the same lesson because you put yourself in the seat of victimhood. You have done no wrong. Your thoughts are pure. You always get the short end of the stick. Oh, my God. When are the lessons going to end? When you take personal responsibility for how you move in relationships, you self-liar. Oh, was that too harsh? Andy, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, we got callers on the line. Let's get them in here now. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic in the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce?
Catch it. Look here. Good evening, Brother Zoe. Good evening, Sister Jill.
Mm-hmm. Jill ain't in here. This Jill's home girl. What's your name, sweetheart?
Oh, okay. Good evening, sister. Good evening, sister.
No. Now I got to tell him your name. Hold on, Callie. What's your name?
Okay.
Yolanda is up in here. And Yolanda
hey,
up in
Yolanda.
She trying to shoot at me, too, like during the breaks, like. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. You have the floor, Callie. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. Good topic. You and Niecy, y'all done did it again. You chose to use the word co-creator, the phrase co-creator earlier. Mm-hmm. And co-creator, that's all responsibility right there. And a lot of people ain't used to that, especially when you look at the community, right? Like, you've been taught the devil made you do it. You better, I rebuke that. That's something. And when you look at it that way, that's outside of you. That's out of your control. Mm-hmm. When we think of the word forgiveness, who has the power to forgive?
You.
Thank you. Yes. You.
Right.
You. But what have we been taught? I got to pray to God and ask God for forgiveness. No. God has given you the power to see correctly. To take accountability, but we've got we've been given these spells in regards to our words and what they actually mean. So we think forgiveness is something that somebody else can bestow upon us, that God bestows upon us, and it's like, no, you. So who's the first person you got to forgive anytime there's a call for love, Zoe?
Keep going. Say it.
Yourself,
Say it.
Yourself, myself. But how many people know and really, really get that? Only I can forgive me. And only I can see me correctly.
And so let me ask you this.
Well, I shouldn't say that because we hold space to see each other correctly.
So let me just say it then. Let me ask.
Okay.
Have you truly forgiven yourself? Have you offered yourself absolution for self-neglect, self-avoidance, self-denial, perpetuating a system that maintains your low self-esteem or self-worth? Have you given yourself absolution?
I'm still looking at it. I'm still looking at her. I got her on the operation table. I'm working on it.
Listen,
we in the operation room.
The way you came in here yesterday, you are well on your way to self-absolution because you were accountable. And listen, what you did yesterday was so groundbreaking because you basically itemized everything you did, everything you were responsible for that led to the rupture of the relationship. I told you, men are running around here who are hurt internally. That's why they are looking for women. Hey, women got to be accountable. Women got to show. That's because mama wasn't accountable. And you're going to always love mama.
Oh, yeah, you better not talk about nobody mama.
But I'm going to make my woman be what my mama never was.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see?
It ain't gonna work.
But the point that I'm making is you came in here yesterday and you were accountable from the moment you opened your mouth about the rupture and the failure of your relationship. Now, that doesn't mean on the other end, there's another story where the brother can say, and this is how I co-authored the rupture of this relationship. But yesterday, you did something that was so anomalous to many men because they don't know what to look for. How you did it was you didn't even mention what he did. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That don't matter.
But
I can't fix I can't move him. I can move me.
But that's what I'm saying. That was the power in what you said. You said, I lied, I cheated, I manipulate. You laid it out flat. And you didn't say, I did all of these things because he made me.
I mean, you can do that, but if you do that, you're playing with yourself. And again, that's that accountability. That's that accountability. And a lot of us, you should have been a fly on the wall in the conversation with him.
Oof.
When I had to come clean and tell him.
No.
Sit there.
No. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, we gonna get the rest of it. Callie Soul is in here on fire. Where's Eric?
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Sorry.
Your inability to separate your identity from criticism is why you feel attacked. You've built yourself off of the very things being critiqued. And we swear we're defending ourselves, but it's the imagined self that we're clinging to, one that might not even exist outside of our mind. And when the foundation of who you are is made from fragile material, every piece of feedback feels like a hammer to your structure. You've made your identity inseparable from your best traits and your worst ones, which means you can't hear feedback without feeling destroyed. And what I had to do to overcome this is recognize accountability addresses behavior, but the emotions belong to the person experiencing them. Those are two entirely different exchanges happening at the same time. Two negotiations. You just happen to be in both. Here's the thing. The moment you stop defending yourself, you start understanding yourself, because the difference between feedback and criticism is how you hear it. But if your identity is too tangled up in the message, you'll never know how not to take it as a personal attack.
Man, if you're not listening, this is how you become a stagnant magnet. He's explaining not being able to listen, not being able to take constructive criticism, or reframing constructive criticism as a negative critique or an attack, right? Sometimes the truth feels like an attack for somebody who's been hiding, who's been obfuscating their real self. Man, listen. That was Javon Cross in that clip. Forgiveness is a body protocol before it is a belief. Here's your counter intuition on that. You do not forgive because you decided to. You forgive after your autonomic nervous system learns it will survive without the grievance. Oh, Lord, I know y'all ain't ready for that. Somatic memory outlives narrative memory. Listen to that. Your body remembers way longer than the story will live on in your memory. Do you understand? Your body will remember. This is according to Babette Rothschild. The body remembers, as well as Vanderklok. The body keeps the score. EMDR and bilateral stimulation, right? It reconsolidates traumatic memory so it no longer fires as present tense. You're a stuck, stagnant magnet because the work hasn't been done. You haven't really unpacked it. Sometimes talking helps to unpack it, but there's still much more to be done, and you can't talk about it once. You can't be vulnerable in conversation once. It has to become a way of life. And many of you have made hiding a way of life, and you wonder why you're stuck. Oh, one of the biggest, let me tell you something. One of the most limbo-like stuck places to be is to be with somebody you got to get around to loving. Ooh, you know you don't love that person, but that person fits your wound so perfectly. That person fits your insecurity so perfectly that you would give up the love of your life to be with the lifeguard of your life. Listen, the voice of reason is in here cutting up. Somebody meme it. Let me get back to Cali Soul. Cali Soul, get in here from Denver, Colorado. What you on?
Lord have mercy. I'm just trying to breathe and process everything you just said. Lord. Wow.
Yeah, that's what we on tonight.
Okay.
That's what we on. We were talking about your process, and you were saying, man, I wish you could have been a fly on the wall when I was talking to the brother, when I was revealing to him. First off, I wish I could have experienced that as a man myself. To have a woman sit down and say, this is what I did. Talk to me. How did that process go?
I hear what you're saying. You wish you could experience it, but I think if you experienced it, you might have some other thoughts. But once I had said my piece and apologized verbally, right? Because a true apology is a change of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I witnessed him become very upset.
Mm-hmm.
And for 3 days straight, I sat in his verbal attacks.
He went that way.
Called everything but a child of God, and I mean everything.
Okay, he went there.
But and that's okay because we tried, first of all, in order for me to even come clean, I said, you have to be willing to let go of the outcome. Got to be willing to let go of the outcome.
Oh,
can't be afraid.
Wait, hold on now. That's dangerous. You telling the truth. Let me just say,
ego.
Absolutely. You telling the truth to the man.
Got a script.
But hear what I'm saying. Just hear from this perspective. You telling the man, you revealing to him the truth about something that you have done to the relationship that caused the rupture. And you're also telling him how to process it. Now, you can't have
No. I'm not going to tell nobody how to process nothing.
Okay. Wait,
That's
stay with me.
why I let him.
Don't go nowhere.
Okay.
We're going to come forward, and then we're going to have a little bit more time to spread out on this. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado, in the building, cooking.
Give his feet justice in there. It's not your looks. It's not your style. It's not the way that you carry yourself. Oh, girl, you're not mine. You're the kind of girl that a man's dreams are made of.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Tensions are rising between President Trump and Illinois leaders as the White House considers invoking the Insurrection Act to